shit! Death by stereo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. The Horror versus Crew is back yet again. 'Tis the season. That's right. October, baby. We're keeping the horror movies discussion topic going. Yeah, that's why we're here. What is going on? We have back the tag team champions of metal and horror. We have DJ Neko and Anubis from the Metal Tavern podcast. They have returned. That's right. The tag team champs. Eric 331 Rock is back on the channel hanging out. What's going on, brother? Welcome back.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And Derek from Flicks, Snacks, and Knickknacks is back. That's right. He is ready. He's pumped. He's flexing. He's got it's about to go down. And my brother from another mother, Joel Valley from Media Glitch. Oh shit. That's
Hello.
Right. Hello there, sir. How are you doing? How about those Lakers? What is going on? Who is here in the Movie Dojo Army showing up to hang out with us today? And we're talking Vamps movies today. We got Brandon Lewis in the house, Jake Hall, Shogun Tyler. Oh, shit. We got Trash Pondo in the house, Sex Sumo. What's going on, brother? Jake Hall, Heather, Todd. Oh, there he is. Mr. Tony of the Dead. Hey, man. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Hold on a second. Tony, it's all good, brother. Come in late, brother. Even if it's right at the last minute, before we vote. As long as you can get here before we vote. Your vote will count, my friend. All right.
Just take a bat to it.
What did you say? Try turning it off and back on again now. The classic line, right?
Right.
All right. We're going to get into it. 3 classic vampire movies from the 80s. That's right. 3 films with different flavors. That's right. I enjoy all of these movies. We have 3 movies to talk about, so I'm going to be short and sweet to make sure we get. Everybody doesn't want to be here for 5 hours, but yeah, we'll say our pieces and we will vote at the end. It's going to be a blast. Let's get it started. Here we go, baby. 1985. Lord have mercy. We going back. We going back in time, man. I'm feeling old already. Oh man, let's set the scene here. Now it's 80s. Now it's feeling 80s.
I can hear the song right now.
Yes.
Fright Night, 1985, directed by Tom Holland, starring Chris Sarandon, William Ragsdale, Amanda Burse, and of course the legend himself, Roddy McDowall, is in here as well. And the plot synopsis is a teenager discovers that a newcomer in his neighborhood is a vampire. So he turns to an actor in a television horror show for help dealing with the undead. Man, let's go ahead and get into it. I did not know Prince Humperdinck was a badass. Humperdinck. Yeah. Prince Humperdinck, Chris Sarandon in this movie kills it. Yes. I really love him in this movie. He's really, 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 really good. And I love the Hammer horror vibe that you get with this movie. This movie definitely has, it's almost like a love letter to the old school gothic Bela Lugosi Hammer horror era. And I think that's this movie's strengths, But it's the practical effects are fun. Some of them are goofy, but the cheese is the charm. And I love Roddy McDowall, definitely. I love him in this movie as this character. As this just TV show charlatan who does he's just his career, he just like, oh, I just can I kill myself now? He just hates it. But by the end of the movie, he totally transforms into a vampire hunting badass, which is great. And just there's so many fun moments. And it's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious, man. And I just really, really enjoy this movie a lot. And this is Fright Night. It's so fun. I could watch Fright Night every day. If it was on TV, be perfectly fine with it. I would definitely watch it every day. And we're getting more 80s. Oh shit, more 80s. Oh man. Humperdinck's getting down there. But yeah, love the makeup, love the effects. It's just a really fun movie and a fun premise too, because usually, with a lot of vampire movies, if they end up turning people, right, and then they get their whole crew together and they take over the town, right? This one, it's interesting because it's almost like you're living next door to a serial killer, right? He's just like, he's got his partner, hey, cut off the heads of people I eat or whatever and bury them. I'm the king. Nobody else needs to know what I'm doing around here. You know what I mean? So very interesting and just a fun movie, man. Like if I was right now, I'd make it my top 10 vampire flicks. Fright Night would definitely be on it. Really enjoy it. All right, enough of my yapping. Joel.
No, don't start with me.
Okay.
Let someone else. That way I don't talk long.
Okay.
I'm trying not to, because last time I was like, I went way too long. If they say stuff, then I can be like, I agree with them.
Okay. All right. DJ Neko.
So it's kind of interesting that all three of these were made in the 80s, but this is the only one that I actually saw in the 80s. I was a kid when this came out, and like, I'm sure I've told you guys before, my grandma is the one who has me hooked on horror. Like, the woman was always watching horror movies, reading horror books. She was all about horror. So I'm sure she's the one who showed this to me the first time. So as a kid watching this and not being scared and finding the humor in it, it was always like you were saying, Samurai. It was like, I thought it was more funny. I thought it was, because it is a comedy, but it's very, very gross in some parts, and it's kind of terrifying with the makeup that you would think a 6-year-old would be like, I can't handle that. But I'm like, this is actually really good, Grandma. Thanks for showing me this. So it's
why are you looking at me as Grandma?
Grandma. But that's where for me, it's kind of like a memory. It's a heartwarming thing. Every time I think of Fright Night, I can literally remember the first time I watched it sitting down with my grandmother. And I just enjoy the movie so much.
Awesome.
Yeah. Obviously, I grew up with this movie, all the movies, actually. I think I've seen all of them in the theater, except when not Near Dark. I didn't see that till later, but certainly Fright Night and Lost Boys. And great thing about Fright Night is the performances, as Samurai, you pointed out. I mean, Roddy McDowall, excellent actor. Stephen Jeffries has like one of the most iconic lines ever, like, "You're so cool, Brewster!" So, I mean, the special effects are great. Just the story's cool. Like, next door neighbor vampire. I mean, it's really cool.
I also like with this because at this time you had like Elvira and you had all those like midnight shows about horror. So they're kind of like playing off of that during this time frame, which I absolutely love.
It's totally campy. It's totally camp fun. Yeah.
All right. Eric.
Ooh. Okay. Well, I'm just going to sum up the three of them. The acting in all three of them is amazing. I love Fright Night because there's something like within me that always loves, like one of my favorite movies of all time is The Burbs with Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Because I love the next door neighbor, like creepy, like, what's that guy doing in there? Because I kind of want to be that, like when I'm older, like if like a ball goes over the fence, they're like, no, don't go get it. Old man Enoch lives there. Like, my favorite part of this movie, it's when they're in the alley and there's like a slight little fourth wall break where he looks at the camera like this asshole is going in a dark alley at night, and he just looks like directly at you in the camera, and just like, it's kind of like a hint of what's coming. And I can't even tell you how many times I've said, I feel sorry for all the Eds in my life that have the Edward line. But just kind of like what you said, it's so fun. Like I could just keep it on all the time.
Oh, yeah. Copy that. All right, Derek.
All right. Well, yeah, this is one that I've seen. I don't even remember the first time I've seen it. I've seen it many times throughout my life. I was born in 92, so I didn't see it in theaters. And I really wish I would have, because I felt like this would have been a really cool one to see in theaters, especially right when it came out with the special effects. And I don't know. It just feels like it would have been a good movie to see with friends. The comedy aspects of it. It's that I watched it by myself and I laughed, and that's really rare. But it also had moments that even when I rewatched it for this, like last couple of days, there are moments that are still a little bit creepy. I'm like, man, a lot of this holds up. This is
Like that.
That is one of the things I was thinking of when she at the end, when Amanda Burse's character transforms. Which, by the way, that's another thing I wanted to mention. Her acting in this movie is incredible. And I looked at some of her filmography of some of the stuff she did after that, and there are some impressive things, but not some of the stuff I would have expected, because I thought she did a really great job. And like Eric said, that a lot of the acting in all these movies is really good, at least for the most part. I'll get to a little bit later. There might be one that I thought I didn't like the acting in so much.
Okay.
But in this one, I did. I really did. I thought that some of the scenes with Sheridan's character were a little on the pedo side. They made me a little bit uncomfortable when he starts dancing with her. That was a really long dance scene. I mean, these kids are in high school. We know that.
Right.
We know that he's just learning to drive, so they're maybe 16-ish, and this guy is at least 40. I mean, it made me uncomfortable. It's not when I was younger, but rewatching it, I was like, whoa, what is this? But other than that, it was great. The blood and the gore is awesome. The final showdown is super, super fun. Yes. Oh, it's amazing. But I felt like, I don't know, the transformation back is probably one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. And I don't remember his name, but the kid that says, what is it? You're so cool, Brewster.
Yeah, it's Ed.
Yeah, when he's transforming back into a human, it was not only just kind of gross and looked good, but it was, I don't know, I felt sympathetic for him.
Yeah,
it was an awesome scene. This is a great movie. I haven't seen the remake. I don't know how it was.
I didn't even know
okay.
there was a remake.
With Yelchin.
It's okay.
Anton Yelchin.
Oh,
It's not offensive. It's not offensive. It's not as good as the
That's kind of what I've heard. But
But it's not the fog.
in Albuquerque, actually.
Oh man,
Was it really?
Fog is bad.
Yeah,
That's
friends
awesome.
that were on that shoot.
Wow, that's awesome. I want to go watch it now, especially since we've done this episode. But it's one I really like. It's it was definitely tough between this one and another one for me. So
All right.
I guess that's about all I have to say.
Copy that. Joel.
I think out of all three, it has the best artwork. That's for sure.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Agreed.
when you're
yeah.
in a VHS store and you're like, what am I going to rent? This is going to win every single time, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I would rent this multiple times just because of the artwork.
Do you know who did the artwork? Does
I have
it
no
say
clue.
on there anywhere?
I don't think so.
That's
Oh,
pretty
really
wild.
fun.
That would make a
Awesome.
great poster.
And yeah, I really love this movie. I think that out of the three, too, it has the best practical effects. The score is kind of hit or miss at times. I think it's the same guy who did Terminator, one of the Terminators. Interesting fact. So Tom Holland's awesome writer. I love his writing. Psycho 2, like, he did a great job writing that. I don't think that movie gets enough credit for coming off of like one of the biggest films ever, and to write a sequel to it. And also he gave us Child's Play, right? So, great writer. And this is his first time directing. Shoot, if my first directing movie debut looked like this, I'd
Yeah, and now he's Spider-Man. I mean, my God.
I know it's so
Can you
sad.
believe it?
I freaking Google
Man.
Tom Holland. That's who comes up.
Yeah, I know.
He must be a vampire
Real
because
Tom
he
Holland.
looks great.
Yeah,
Real Tom
absolutely.
Holland, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, when Evil Ed transforms back, there's some really great practical effects. I don't know if you know this or not, but the last vampire, when they're in the basement and all the light comes through, that vampire is a rejected Ghostbusters kind of remodel.
Oh wow.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah, that used because the guy who did all the effects just had come off of Ghostbusters. And that was a rejected one said it was too scary or something, and so they just modified it and stuff, and it looks
Wow.
great. So I'm gonna keep it short. I have a million things to say about all three movies, but I'm gonna shut up. It's great.
You gotta shut up. Yeah, Fright Night it's an 80s classic.
And Evil Ed's awesome.
Feel sorry for this guy,
Yeah.
Damn it.
At a club.
Fatality, he's done, Yeah.
Right.
Fun kills.
And I'll
Fun kills.
say the second one's cool too. A lot of people don't know about it.
Have not
but
seen it.
I like the second one.
Okay.
And then and also if you want more awesome Evil Ed, he gives us 976 Evil. If you haven't watched that, you should watch
I've
that.
seen
too.
that
It's
one,
freaking
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't
Okay.
seen that yet.
Done.
Yeah, he's over the top in that. He's hilarious in that one too. All right, here we go. Near Dark. All right. Near Dark came out in 1987, the same year The Lost Boys came out, directed by Catherine Bigelow. That's right. Starring some familiar faces. That's right. Lance Henriksen, Bill Paxton, Jeanette Goldstein. Oh, yeah. Adrian Pasdar, Jenny Wright. And let me try to find Joshua John Miller. Yeah, he played the kid in this one. Plot synopsis. A small-town farmer's son reluctantly joins a traveling group of vampires after he is bitten by a beautiful drifter. All right. Let's get into it. Near Dark. Now, I've never heard of this movie until Catherine Bigelow won the Oscar.
Really?
Seriously, I never heard of this movie until Catherine Bigelow won the Oscar, and I was like, huh. So I started looking up her filmography. I was like, oh yeah, okay, she did Hurt Locker. Yeah, Hurt Locker was good. Point Break, that's my fucking shit right there.
That's I can't believe you didn't know.
Yeah, Catherine is awesome. I knew about Point Break, but I started to go back further, and I said, what the hell is this? You got the fucking Aliens crew on here. You got the big cast from Aliens on the cover. What is this? And I watched it, and I really enjoyed it, man. There was something very different and unique about it. It was different from the norm, and come to find out, during this time, Catherine always wanted to make a Western.
Right.
But Westerns were dead in the 80s. So James Cameron said, why don't you mix genres? And she was like, all right, I'm going to do vampires. And she made a vampire Western. Really enjoyed this. But the problem with Near Dark, I support Near Dark. I like the movie. I think more people should watch it. The problem with it is that now that it's getting more popular now slowly, now people are going into watching it thinking it's going to be this greatest vampire movie ever, and they're coming out like, that was so boring and slow, and it's just like, I wish a lot of people would approach movies like I do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just kind of like, I didn't really know anything about it, and I just went in blind, and I had a real big appreciation for it. But now, if you hype it up, people are going to be like, what the fuck is this, right? So I like it because it's not your traditional type of vampire flick. I mean, you don't even see fangs. It's just, and the vampire word is never even used in this movie. It's very interesting. And come on, great cast, great performances. And come on, man, this guy, Bill Paxton's a treasure. He's a treasure. Okay.
Performance.
Look at this guy, man. I mean, he's having the time of his life being in this movie.
Look at him.
Did they never say vampire in this movie?
He is what's
That's
up?
crazy. I didn't know that they never
What?
said vampire in this movie.
They never said
Never
it.
did.
Never said it. Yeah.
Well, see, what's
And it's
crazy is
just-
I didn't notice that, but I did notice they didn't never show fangs. So I
Yeah. And it's just, love Bill Paxton. You got to love the commanding Lance Henriksen. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
He's in top form in this. And, there's a lot of people out there that need to stop saying this. They're calling this movie the Twilight of the 80s. Stop it. Stop that. That's
Well,
an insult.
that's terrible.
That's an
I'm glad I
insult.
Have you
haven't
seen
heard
the
that.
cover? I mean,
Oh,
they
yeah,
did it to
somebody.
themselves. Look at this.
Yeah, look at show them the cover. Yeah.
This is the
Oh,
new
no.
cover.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness!
Let me blow it up
They
for
did it to
chat.
themselves.
Yeah, I've never seen that cover.
Oh my god,
and
that does look
Well,
like the
that's
Twilight.
that's not the original cover. The studios
Right.
did
No,
that.
but this is the one they promoted as now. So they're eating.
No wonder. Yeah. No
I
wonder.
Well, you
could
know
have
they were
gone the
gonna
rest of
make
my life without seeing
a
that.
Twilight, or they were going to make a Near Dark remake
Right.
before Twilight hit, and then they canceled it. I heard. I
Right.
don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
That's just I heard that.
No, that's correct. But yeah, it's a slap in the face of the movie because what happens in this bar does not scream Twilight whatsoever.
He's not even
There's
a
some
boy.
really awesome, violent, dark moments in this movie, and
Finger licking good.
finger licking good.
Yes.
I really enjoy it, man. I really enjoy it. I get it. It's a slow burn. People are bored. People fall asleep. I get it. Everybody has their favorites. To each his own. But I appreciate what Catherine was trying to do. And it was, we never had anything like that. You know what I mean? So I like it. All right, enough of my yakking. DJ Neko.
So I saw this for the first time maybe 2 months ago. And
It's cool if you hate it. Let's go. It's all right.
It's not my favorite movie.
Okay.
And I do have to say, though, I did love Bill Paxton in it. And I did love the end, like, death scene when they're in the car. And then they're like, but I have so many questions. Like, the son gets a transfusion from his dad, so now he's not a vampire anymore.
Look at that
I
stuff.
forgot to mention that. that finale was kind of like, all right, we just ran out of time. We got to end the movie.
And then she's
That
not a
was
vampire
bad.
anymore. Like, what the is going on?
How convenient.
Well, that kind of brings me to one thing I wanted to bring up about Fright Night is how does that one kid get bit and then become a werewolf?
No, I think he, as a vampire, was just, chose the wolf form.
Oh,
not a werewolf.
Oh, so maybe they're
form.
like the same, one of the same type.
And then he was just transforming back. Like they do a bat, they do a wolf.
Yeah.
Okay. That's something that bugged me, but I forgot to bring it up.
Great
Sorry,
point.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Great point, Neko. I forgot to mention that.
So that was my biggest problem, was the ending made no sense. But Bill Paxton was like the entire movie. Like everybody else sucked, and he was great.
Isn't there most movies with Bill Paxton?
Yes.
And then he just steals the show. There's nothing you can do about it.
That's very true.
I love that part with the big ring. But the end also, when like they were in that car and they're trying to get out of the sun, and then like they just blow up. I'm like, that was first of all ballsy, but I did kind of get it. They were kind of
Homer.
like, yeah.
Whee!
I mean, like, they're like these drifters and they just want to go cause chaos, and that's about it. And then I don't know what the fuck is happening with the ending. So sorry. I guess you clearly know this is not going to be my choice. Anubis.
All right. Copy that. No, it's a great point because I forgot. I was focusing on the positive so much. I forgot that finale was really wrapped up nice and easy.
Yeah, it's definitely not a movie for everybody.
Yeah, but I like the shooting bullets in the pad and the light rays, the sun rays are hitting them and stuff. I mean, there's
that was
some
a good.
cool stuff.
There was the stand down between. Yeah.
All right, Nubis.
So, what are my thoughts on Aliens? I mean, Near Dark. So, yeah, we got a familiar crew here with Henriksen, Paxton, and Goldstein. Everyone knows they were in Aliens. Great cast. Jenny Wright, actually, I really liked her in The Lawnmower Man before I even saw this, so I like her as an actress, too. Yeah, the great thing, you mentioned it, this is a slow burn. There's no, like, super action in this. There's a little bit, but it's a slow burn. It's very dirty and gritty. Again, that bar scene is, you really can't top that. It's one of the best things I've seen outside of From Dusk Till Dawn. It's crazy. And I don't know if it's really aged as well as I might have thought it had at one point, but it's still something I like to go back to every once in a while because it is very cool and very unique for a vampire movie. You don't see many like this. So, yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
All right. Eric.
Well,
fuck this movie.
Growing up on, my grandpa was the horror guy, and vampires was his thing. Like, first thing he ever showed me ever was Bela Lugosi. So from there, we just, we went to Jack Palance, and then we went to Frank Langella, just sort of like went through everyone. And sadly, I saw Interview with the Vampire before I saw Near Dark.
Yikes.
So, because one question I always had was like, the vampire always seemed like the single entity. Like it was always like one vampire. So I was like, are there like other vampires or like what's going on? So when in Interview with the Vampire, when they go down with Antonio Banderas and there's all the vampires down there, I was like, oh, there they are. And then when I saw Near Dark, I was like, I wish I would have seen this first because, it's a group thing. Like, I think it might have been one of the first ones that did the whole group vampire thing because
really?
I think, like you said, it came out just a hair before The Lost Boys did. So that I thought the ending came a little fast. Like I feel like it didn't wrap up the survivors. Like that was my only thing is I kind of want like a period at the end. But I still watch it every year.
All right. Copy that. Any other nitpicks about it? Things you would say, they should have changed that, or you're okay
Well,
with it?
I think it's one of those movies where I would only show it to like a vampire fan. Like if someone wasn't like a fan of the vampire genre, I probably would skip out on that because I think they wouldn't be into it. So I think you have to be a fan of vampires to appreciate Near Dark.
Right.
My opinion.
Or
I would say the opposite.
Or like slow burn
Really?
movies too.
I would say someone who doesn't
okay.
like horror, someone who's not into all that, I would show them Near Dark as a
Oh,
starter.
like the Gateway movie.
Yes.
Okay.
And
The
Oh,
gateway drug.
Like my artsy fartsy film friends who think all horror is rubbish. They don't see the art in it. You
Right.
show them Near Dark.
Did you kill all of them and bury them in the backyard?
It's funny 'cause I'm a film
It's a
director,
joke.
not
Jesus
people I
Christ.
gotta hang out with. You know? Sometimes.
All right. That's interesting. I could kind of see that this is being kind of the gateway movie. And especially the bar scene will test their mettle.
Yeah.
It's like, let's see if you can handle gore here. Let's see how you handle blood.
It's like Shaun of
sir.
the Dead is a great one too for zombie.
Yeah.
People don't like zombie because they're laughing, and then before they know it, they're in it, and there's no turning back.
Right. Oh, that's a good point. All right. Good points from Eric as well. Derek, Near Dark.
All right. Well, I kind of agree with both of you guys that I would recommend it to people that haven't seen it, that are really big vampire lovers, and people maybe who aren't that into horror. I could see it kind of going towards both crowds. But in terms of, I want to kind of start with a couple of things that bothered me. Like Eric said, in the last, I think it was the last 7 minutes of this movie is when I started to notice the editing got super rushed and choppy. It's almost like they ran out of funding or something. I'm not sure. I mean, the ending is great, but it just didn't last long enough. And there was a couple of things throughout the movie that maybe drug on too long. So they could have maybe, substituted some time in there for something because it does drag a little. But I have to be completely honest. I love this movie.
All right.
I absolutely love this movie. I think the dialogue's great. I think out of the 3 movies, it has the best soundtrack, and that's probably a little controversial. But I think Bill Paxton is hilarious and terrifying. When I saw this when I was younger, he was in my nightmares. Just licking the blood off his fingers, and he's just loving it. He loves every second of tearing everybody apart he can. Anybody that he's allowed to tear apart, he's going to do it. He loves it. It just has a ball. Look at him. Oh my God. I think that a couple of the actors or actresses didn't do a great job acting. I don't think even then it was probably considered good. I can be subjective in terms of this is from the 80s, so it's going to be a different style of acting, but I still felt like there were some of them that just weren't very good. And I don't like to name names when I do that, but just a couple of them I just thought weren't great. What was it? They called the little kid, I forgot what it was. I forgot what they called him. The little boner. Or something. I thought that was freaking hilarious. Yeah, there he is, and he was cool. I thought he did a great job. Except maybe towards the end, we can talk spoilers on here. So towards the end when he died, I thought that was a little bit hard maybe to ask of somebody for his age to act that dramatic. But up until then, I thought he did a really good job. But this is a movie that I really like. I could probably talk a while about this one. I feel like it is a slow burn, but I loved the lead up. I mean, I loved it felt suspenseful. I was waiting for, something to happen. And when it did, I liked it. I did. Like I said, I wish that it would have drug on a little bit longer at the end. But other than that, I don't know. It's a solid flick.
All right.
But I can see how a lot of people wouldn't like it. I'll say that too.
Real quickly, I just wanted to talk about Homer for a minute. If I recall, he's like the oldest vampire of the group, despite his age.
They called him old man at some point too.
Yeah. So I kind of understand his dilemma at the end because he was looking for a partner, a soulmate, and it was so desperate to have her that he went No, I love the story arc of his character. Yeah, and in most of the story in general, like somebody said, it was a little bit like I don't know, a little bit kind of. Ambiguity of it was a little bit, I don't know, there wasn't a lot of lore and there wasn't a lot of teeth and stuff like that, not a lot of action, but I really enjoyed it.
All right, copy that. Joel.
Yeah, man, I love this movie too.
Wow. All right.
Yes.
So this is, for me, I thought this was going to be a hard one for everyone, but apparently that's not the case. So because I think Fright Night is more your, old school, traditional Hammer horror, cult kind of vampire movie. Lost Boys is this Hollywood big production, and then Near Dark is the artistic one. Like, I think its cinematography is the best of all three films. Is Near Dark. I think that the characters are written. They're, like he said, the dialogue is some of the best in Near Dark. I think that I like that it doesn't play on all the tropes. It and you with the blood transfusion thing and all that, they went outside the whole normal vampire thing. You don't see the fangs. They don't care about reflections. Maybe they have them, maybe they don't. Crosses, who gives a crap? None of that stuff appears here. All those tropes. And I kind of like that because I think Twilight tried to do the same thing and look, we sparkle, and they just failed. They did something totally different with the genre, and it's just so different than your typical horror movie. It's so different than your typical vampire flick that it's just and I love the characters too. Like, I love that there's this. I know they did it with Interview with a Vampire, the little girl, but this kid just cracks me up. And that he's the oldest vampire, and it's dark and it's gritty too, dude. It's it's shot really well, but I agree with all the complaints. All the complaints are totally valid. I'm not gonna defend. I know that this company went out of business, so maybe that's why the editing's rushed at the end. I have no clue. They're we need to do reshoots. Sorry, man, and you could tell because she was, they were about to get married that, James Cameron cast this whole damn thing. So, but I don't know. I'll stop. I could talk a long time on this one. I'll just shut up.
Yeah. No, it's all good, man. The whole blood transfusion thing that did feel, all right, we got to wrap it up. Listen, blood transfusion, everything's fine. Yay.
Okay. Wait. Okay, I got to say this. Some cool stuff that they do that people don't recognize is when he's running through that field, and he's smoking and stuff, and he's making that transformation. Yeah. He's transforming, but there's a lot of symbolism, man, when he's going, because he's a farmer and he's going through what usually gives him life. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's transformed. There's a lot of stuff like that people don't catch on the first and second viewing. And even when they grab him and they throw him in the van and his hat falls out, that's the old person's gone. Stuff like that people don't catch. Okay, I'll shut up. Dang it.
To keep things short, I'll say I agree 100% with him. No, yeah, I'll agree 100% with him. To keep things short too, but like he said, I saw a lot of that stuff in there too. I thought it was a great movie, but like you also said, I see all the criticism too.
Yeah. Actually, in terms of Joel, what you were saying about how they played around with the lore and all that, didn't Lance's pistols have crosses on them.
Yeah, and they don't hurt them.
So there you go. That
And I love when people.
gone.
I'm a sucker for that stuff. Like I love Warm Bodies, man. And a lot of people hate that movie, and I'm like, they mess up all the rules of zombies, and and I'm like, I don't care, man. It was fun. Like
as long as as long as you're entertained, that's all that matters. All right, here's the big one. The Lost Boys.
Lost Boys.
All right. 1987, same year. A couple of months came out after Near Dark, directed by the late great Joel Schumacher. That's right, starring Jason Patrick, Corey Haim, Diane Weist, and of course, we have Kiefer Sutherland in here as well, and Corey Feldman, and many more. But plot synopsis. After moving to a new town, two brothers discovered that the area is a haven for vampires. All right. So, out of the three, this is the one I saw first. This is the one I grew up with the most. This is the one I kept watching. I had to sneak to watch it when my parents weren't around. I didn't have cool grandparents like Eric and DJ Necco. I had to sneak shit, so... Lost Boys, man. It's interesting with this movie because it's almost like you got your serious vampire moments and you got your blood, and then you have your comedy, but it almost feels genre-less. It's weird. I mean, you could throw it in horror comedy. You could if you want. But it's just a fun movie, man. I like the soundtrack, and I think.
So good.
I think without this guy,
Right.
without Kiefer, every time I'm just going to call him Keefs, every time Keefs is on screen with that wonderful, beautiful mullet, because motherfucking 80s, son.
Right. You knew he was going to be a star. Like, I mean, he already
so
was
much charisma.
I didn't notice him with Jamie Gertz sitting there. I'm sorry.
you mean star?
I thought you were going to show sexy saxophone man.
Yeah, right.
Hey, sexy sax.
That's who brings this whole thing. He's the glue of this movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right here. Here you go.
There you
go. I still believe. It's one of the greatest things ever.
Oh, God.
Lady Fat Blood, when she watched this movie for the first time, when she was a teenager, she watched this for the first time with her cousins, and this guy came on screen. She tells me to this day, she literally was like, "What the fuck is this?" But now she loves it. Now it's like one of the greatest memes ever. But yeah,
the
it's
MTV
just
generation knew him as the saxophone man, like the Tina Turner videos.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. But yeah, Kiefer, just there's so much charisma. You just really want to, follow that character. And come on, the Frog Brothers, man. The Frog Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, they're just great characters, fucking hilarious. I just gotta love the Frog Brothers, man. That's right. For justice and for the American way. That's right. For truth. I mean, it's just too funny, man. It's too funny. But yeah, just a lot of great shit in this movie, man.
Oh yeah, that's terrifying.
Great shit, great makeup. And you got Ted there, from Bill and Ted, killing and biting motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
It's just
Winter.
Yeah, Alex Winter.
Yeah, Alex Winter.
Yeah, it's just a great movie, man. And when I first watched this, I was like, holy shit, because it's almost got that family friendly vibe to it at parts around, parts of the movie.
Yeah.
You're a fucking vampire. You just wait till I tell mom. There's got funny shit like that. And then at the end, I was like, holy shit, we got a straight up vampire fight throwdown. What?
So good.
What?
So good.
Yeah, the fight was
I was
awesome.
like, holy shit, dude. They're flying in the air, fighting. Like, this is legit. Like, I'm like, holy fuck. We got motherfuckers getting impaled and shit. Like, I was like, yo, all right. Little extra bonuses for me. But it's all about the very last line. And I'm not going to say, but because I'm going to botch it. With the grandfather who ends up killing the main vampire. And he's like, the problem is with this town, all these vampires. Like, he's normal. Like, he knew about it the whole time. And then you see the look on their faces. The mother, the brother's
It's an
face.
interesting way to end a movie.
And then credits. I was like,
I forgot
All right,
about
that's
that.
good.
I forgot about the grandpa. That
That's
was
good
amazing.
stuff. Yeah, great movie. I watched it a lot. All right, Neko, Lost Boys.
So, this is probably one of my favorite movies ever made. 100%. So I don't want to show my hand, but yeah, I even have my VHS of The Lost Boys.
Then blow it up for the chat.
Not to say it's her pick, but it's her pick.
There you go. Oh, geez, son. There you go.
So for me,
I'm gonna go ahead and mark that one down.
As I said with Fright Night, I saw it when I was 6, and the other movie we just talked about that I hate, I saw when I was 40. Well, this one I saw when I was 19.
Okay.
And it has become... And this has been
Joel's going to unfriend you.
No.
Logging off.
But this has been in my heart forever. It's
right.
The minute I saw it, I fell in love with it. And I am a weirdo, and I know you're all friends with me on Facebook, and you see all the goofy things that I post, but one thing that I'm obsessed with is the Gilmore Girls. And Edward Herrmann is the grandpa on Gilmore Girls.
Yes, yeah. I noticed that too. Yeah.
So I think that's what kind of drew me into Gilmore Girls as well. But this to me is a masterpiece of a movie. Everything is hysterical to me. Everything that is supposed to be scary is scary. The dog is hysterical. I don't know how they trained that dog, but Nanook is phenomenal. He does everything he's supposed to do. He does the cute thing and he does the mean thing. Oh, and the part where Diane West is going to see her new boyfriend, and then the other dog almost attacks her, and then everything about it. There's a boardwalk, there's vampires flying around, you're eating people. But I just love it. Sorry.
All right, copy that. It was this guy, right? Once you saw this dude.
That's exactly, the cod piece with the spandex and the chains, all of it.
Yeah, rattle, baby.
I'm just gonna leave this GIF in StreamYard so I can play it randomly. Moving
That's
forward.
the moment that I walked out.
Oh, did I hear Lady Fat Blood in the background there? I think I heard her back there. She went burr, burr, burr.
Yeah.
Magic vamp.
Say hi, babe, if you want to later. All right, Nubis.
Yeah, so how are those maggots, Michael?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Right.
It's funny about these three films is they all bring a little bit of something different, as we mentioned at the beginning. Fright Night's more like your campy, Near Dark is your very dark, and then Lost Boys in a lot of ways is it's a little bit campy, but it's more of your made for kids type vampire movie. Even though it's got some pretty gory scenes in it, the two Coreys were the hot item back then, and it's they were just, it seemed like they were in everything that I was seeing in the late 80s. So.
Oh, I love that part.
But Sutherland, Billy Wirth, Alex Winter, very good actors, great vampire looks. One cool scene that I really liked was when the little vampire hunters went into the cave to try to kill them.
I think I got the one.
And then Caesar Sutherland's character hit the sun, and he was still in his fangs and eyes, but he was kind of tearing up, which was very cool effect, I thought, for being hurt, but still having that menacing look.
Yeah,
he had I'm going to kill those motherfuckers when I get out of here.
I love when they put the garlic in the bathtub.
The spray bottles, holy water. Yeah.
I love it. It has all the vampire cliches too. I literally, when I first watched this, I watched it every single night for a year.
Oh wow!
I
was obsessed with it.
I'm still befuddled what her pick's going to be, guys.
When I first met her, she's like, "Have you ever seen this?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
He's like, "Yes, I saw it in the theaters." I was like, "Well, I was only 7, and I just heard of this 2 years ago."
She said, "Then you are approved."
Right. Yeah, it's a really good film. It's going to be hard to choose between the three of them, so I really like this film a lot. A lot of fun.
Copy that. All right, Eric.
Well, I love all three. This might be like top three. I separate Dracula and vampire movies. This might
All
be
right.
top three vampire movies. Because the thing that makes it different from the three that we're discussing is it impacted me like in real life. Like when I saw what they were wearing and all that, like it had the style of the 80s. Like when I watch
Yeah.
Lost Boys, I think of like Motley Crue and Wasp and like all the metal bands. And if I didn't have a mullet when I saw it, I probably would have asked for one because Kiefer at the time, I was pretty young when I first saw it, and when I first picked it up, my parents, they could care less about horror movies, so they would like kind of peek in like on and off, make sure there wasn't any like nudie scenes or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember this. So my mom's like, "Is that Kiefer Sutherland?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Oh my God, he's so sexy in this." I was, at the time I was like 8, and I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And like now when I watch it, I'm like, "Oh my God, so hot." It's just, to me, like it's not only like a good movie to me, like it just like the vibe. It gives me like the vibe that not like I like prefer, but like it impacts me a little more, like being a metalhead and like all that shit too. So it's a little heavier than the other ones.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. That's right. All right, Derek.
All right. Well, okay. So, like I said, I was born in 92. So I didn't really get a lot of like the cultural vibes from this movie in terms of, how they dressed and stuff like that. And the music, I liked it, but it wasn't something I could relate to or do in my normal life. So like I didn't have that really for any of these films. So I kind of view them all from seeing them at about, I'd say the year was probably 2004. I think I was like 12, or something like that. That's probably about the time I saw most of these movies. I think I saw them all about the same time. The one thing, I hope DJ Neko doesn't unfriend me after this. I do like this movie. Don't get me wrong. I actually love it. So it's nothing like that. But other than Sutherland, I really did not like any of the acting in this movie. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is about this movie, but when I watch it, it's just so cringy to me in a lot of the scenes because of the acting, even though it has a great cast and a lot of these actors make a lot of really good movies before and after this. And like you said, I actually like Gilmore Girls. My wife got me into it and she's watched it all the way through probably.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. I wish I could call her in here. She's probably seen it through 20 times close. Yeah. But I've seen it through maybe twice, maybe because of her, and I actually enjoy it. So he was really cool to be able to make that reference in here, and I thought he did a pretty good job. But even he was a much weaker actor at this point in his career, and I could tell than he was when he portrayed his character in Gilmore Girls.
He was a stage actor at that point.
I could see that. I could see that. And a lot of their performances are really solid, but they just don't. It's a different type of performance, and I could see how you could say that. And he kind of transitioned more into like the show business. But I guess for maybe the first hour of this movie, I really couldn't get into it. And maybe that is because of the time period that I grew up in and saw it. And so I don't take anything away from this movie because, like I said, I love it and I love the vibe of it. And even today, as like you said, I'm a metalhead. So like today at 29 years old, this movie's been out for I don't know how long. I still like will headbang and like when I'm watching this movie, I'm like, man, I wish I was in a mosh pit, or something like that. But I really like this movie. I think Sutherland steals the show, but he steals it in a way that makes this entire movie work, which is super rare. And I don't know if he ever truly captured that in many other performances in his career. I think maybe a handful I can think of, but it's a really solid movie. I can't remember who said it, but there was a line that sticks with me for some reason. It says, "Grandpa, let's go to town." And I can't remember who says it, but it's one of the vampires. But anyway, it's a great movie. It's got great vibes and it's got a really good pace. But like I said, the one thing that slowed it down for me was probably the acting, which is surprising with the cast it had. But it's okay. So like I won't give anything away, but I like 3 of these movies. I love two of them,
Mm-hmm.
but I had to pick one, and it was hard.
All right. Joel.
Lost Boys. Okay. When I think about this movie, I'm like, meh, you know. I'm just kidding. I just want to see DJ Necko's face. He's gonna blow up her face. You know, it's all right. No, I mean, it's the Lost Boys, man. It's freaking awesome. It's definitely got the best score soundtrack of all the films, and it is the most commercial, for sure.
Yeah.
And but I do agree that the acting is hit or miss at times. I feel like Corey Feldman was written to be a 6-year-old kid or something. And I don't know if people know this, but Media Glitch, before we were like more YouTube, we're a TV show here on Comcast. And we had tons of viewers. And before COVID hit, which would ultimately put the nail in the coffin for the show on TV, we had Sexy Saxophone Man coming on the show. And I wanted to talk to him about it and the experience and everything. And so sad that never happened. And I've had Corey Feldman on the show, so you can watch that interview. And I hung out with him that whole day, which is one of the craziest days. But like, we talked about his love for Lost Boys, and it is. I didn't see any of these movies in the theater. All these were VHS, but it's a big part of growing up and stuff and watching that. I don't know. I could talk a lot, but I don't, I love all three of these movies. So this it's awesome, man. And the girl who plays Star, I felt like she just never really got I don't know if she ever got better than what she was here in my mind. And all the other parts that she played, like anytime I see her, she's always going to be Star. It's just Star. Like, I mean, that's why
Star
I watched the movie. Yeah, but you know what I mean. And then the maggot stuff, like I would try to do that. I remember as a kid trying to do that to people anytime they were eating rice. Like, how does maggots taste? I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? I'm like, nothing. And
Richard Gilmore, no.
I feel like the Frog Brothers and Corey Haim's characters, I felt like if they would have casted younger, it would have been perfect. I guess that's my biggest flaw with the movie.
Yeah, they had to overact. I think I see what you're saying. They kind of had to overact to sell a younger role. Some of their stuff wasn't as believable because they were like preteens. I see what you're saying.
I don't know of any preteen that sits there in a bubble bath singing. Like, I'm like, what? I just want to slap. I
thought the same stuff.
Like, it's like, come on.
Well, the Frog Brothers, come on. I believe the Frog Brothers because they're
I love them.
They're nerds like me in a comic book shop, so it's fine.
And Feldman's like,
I give him a pass.
He's trying to talk like Rambo and stuff. It's great. Like the Frog Brothers
he's like
are more
this.
believable. I think most of my issues come with the Feldman part.
Well, look, he's wearing the bandana too, so maybe that was the thing he was trying to do. That's probably
a good point. Maybe I see a director, like a director's commentary or something. That'd be interesting.
Right. But I love I love this movie. Like, I love it. It's amazing. I love it, man.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it, man.
All right. We did pretty well in terms of time. We're talking about 3 movies. Pretty impressive. Tony couldn't make it, but I got his vid vote. I was working on it. I was working while you guys are talking. So I got the vid vote.
You did a great job. That's why.
All right. So let's hear what Tony's vote is, and then we'll go to NECA. I'll go last. Okay, ready? What did Tony vote for? I have an inkling, but let's see.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here. Sorry I couldn't be on tonight. My computer's being really stupid. I think it's just being slow because of all the porn I watch. But anyway, I'm not gonna be on. So we're talking about Fright Night at first. Fright Night's one of my favorite vampire movies. It shifts up and down throughout my life as I watch it. Like tonight, I watched it and it kind of like went down a little bit. I don't know. I think tonight I just found Charlie Brewster very annoying. Like I couldn't stand him. Ed is funny, but he's annoying too. But I kind of like him. It's a really good movie. It's solid. I like it a lot. Near Dark, I watched that again. This is only the second time I've ever seen it in my life. I watched it years ago, and I thought it sucked. And my opinion hasn't changed about it. I think it's a terrible movie. The only good thing about it is Bill Paxton's character. I like him in it. And that's about it. I just like him. And so now you get to The Lost Boys. Phenomenal soundtrack, great cast, mysterious, great setting, on the boardwalk. So, it just has like, it never lost anything for me. Like I love the movie so much. So I think I'm going to go with The Lost Boys for my pick. And, the funny thing is it was always tied with Fright Night. Because when I go into this, I was going to go with Fright Night. And then watching, I'm like, I didn't really enjoy it that much this time. So Lost Boys definitely is the winner for me. And good luck. I have no idea right now who's going to win. So maybe I just made the winner. I don't know. But thanks again, everybody. And hopefully I'll see you next week. Hopefully this computer isn't being stupid. Have a good night, everyone.
Hey, all right.
Awesome.
For a second there, I was worried. I was like, I can't hear him.
And maybe we should have put because I was the one that suggested let's do 3 movies and threw Near Dark in there. Maybe we should have thrown in Dusk Till Dawn or something. Jeez.
Oh, that would have been. I love Dusk Till Dawn.
I just wanted to.
That would have changed the game.
Art.
I'm not gonna lie. That would have changed the game. Seriously. We have director April Wright. Film directors are hanging out with us. That's right.
Hey.
She said, I saw Lost Boys in the theater when it came out. 15 times, maybe more.
It was
All
for
right,
the
awesome.
saxophone man. That's who it was.
That's what it is. Yeah. All right. Thanks, April. Thanks for hanging out and watching us knuckleheads have some fun. All right. Neko's not a knucklehead, though. She's cool. All right, Neko. Who you got? All right.
Surprise,
I thought it was going to be Near Dark. I'm stunned. I'm stunned. Right now.
What?
All right. Nubis.
I do really like all these films for all different reasons. But if I had to think of one that I'd probably watch the most and enjoy the most, it's probably going to be The Lost Boys.
All right. Wow. Wow.
He's just trying.
I was not
to save
paid
his
to
marriage, man. It's like,
Yeah.
what else is he gonna?
Did you see how much she loved Lost Boys? He couldn't say anything else.
Yeah, I think you're like Near Dark.
Near Dark. Yeah,
Next
that
week,
would have
you're
been.
Joel.
going to DJ Neko on the show. That's it.
Yeah.
Joel, he's trying to save his marriage, man. This guy. Joel, you're hilarious. All right, Lost Boys. All right. I actually don't know what Eric's going to pick. This is going to be interesting. Eric, who you got?
I don't want to follow the trend, but I love all 3 of them. Fright Night and The Lost Boys are kind of up there for me, but kind of the deciding factor was my rewatch. Like when I first, if I could do anything, I would want to just forget movies so I could rewatch them again and have no knowledge of anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Fright Night, I watched probably the same week over. I think I watched The Lost Boys almost 3 times in a row. I was just I have to watch it again.
Wow.
So my pick is The Lost Boys.
All right. Derek?
Okay.
Don't give in to pressure.
I'm not going to give
Be
in to
honest.
any kind of pressure. My mama taught me better. So, no, I'm going to. Okay, so this was a tough decision for me, but I do like all 3 of these movies, like I said. But I will kind of eliminate some suspense and say that the 2 movies I had a tough time between, Lost Boys wasn't one of them.
Oh, okay.
I actually
All right.
like Near Dark and Fright Night better, and I had a hard time deciding which one to pick, to be completely honest. And I wanted so hard to pick Near Dark, but I think in terms of rewatchability, I got to go Fright Night.
All right, good pick. All right, copy that. Showing some love to Fright Night. Joel.
It wasn't hard for me, actually. There is one that, for me, it's the one that I've watched the most. It's the one that I grew up on. It's the one that I will continue to watch all the time. I watch all these movies, and I love all of these movies. But for me, it's 100% Fright Night. There's no other.
Wow. Holy shit.
This is it.
Yes.
I think this is like number one of vampire movies for me.
Wow.
There's no like this practical effects, Tom Holland's writing, everyone. I love everybody. You know what I mean? It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And yes, it's old. Maybe there's some things that are outdated, but man, I love this thing. Man, I love this so much. It's so much fun. I could talk so much about it, but I love it. That's all
I do too. I do like Fright Night a lot too.
Yeah. All right.
I grew up. I like watch a lot of those Hammer horror movies too. And so like, it's just if that's this is my world. This is what vampire movies are, and this is what it's about. You know? And there's so many great scenes in there, and yeah, man. I don't know.
Fright Night's great, man.
I could talk a lot. I'm gonna be quiet.
You've been saying that all night, Joel. You're fine. You're fine. Oh man, is Samurai gonna make it a tie? Oh shit! Oh my god!
He's not. He's going Fright Night.
Well, we got 3 Lost Boys. We got 2 Fright Nights, right?
We got 4 Lost Boys.
Oh, damn it! Sorry, Tony. Well, fuck that.
Derek was keeping track.
Fuck that. The suspense has been killed. I'm sorry. I got to go with the one I saw first, and I'm very nostalgic for.
Very nice.
Sorry, Tony. Hey, I'm doing like 5 things at once, okay? I'm trying to keep up. But yeah, to be honest, though, man, Fright Night was right here, dude. With Lost Boys for me. Like it was
That's
like
what it came down to me too.
2 inches, man. Like it was like right there. It was really close. But yeah, I gotta go. You gotta go with your first love, and my first love was come on. I still believe. All right.
I love the movie, but I mean, I don't know. Fright Night's always
Dude, Fright Night's
always
legit,
been
though.
the
It's
one
great.
that
Yeah.
Everyone knows Lost Boys too. It's always great to find someone who hasn't seen Fright Night and show them.
Yeah.
That is super annoying. Like, it's like, like when you want to have like a deep vampire movie conversation, it's like, oh, have you seen Lost Boys? It's like, yes, I've seen Lost Boys.
Like everyone's seen it and everyone knows it. But Fright Night, and it always surprises them. They're like, man, this.
Well, the funny thing about these movies is none of them are my top 2 or 3.
Oh, vampire movies?
Yeah.
Oh, what's your top ones?
I tried to rethink them all, but Coppola's Dracula would be up there. Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter would be up there.
Oh shit! Yo. All right.
Yeah.
Vampire Hunter would
Salem's Lot was pretty
my
good.
top 3.
Yeah, to be honest though, if we did throw in From Dusk Till Dawn, that would have changed the whole game. Sorry.
That's like
I'm biased, man.
Come
on, Sex Machine.
Yeah,
I'm biased.
That would have got it from me probably too.
I'm biased. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Plus,
I would
Selma
still
Hayek
go Lost
bonus.
Boys.
Yeah, my answer wouldn't have changed, but Dusk Till Dawn is great too.
Yeah. Oh, we got a super chat here. Eric, thanks for the super chat for supporting the channel. Bang Smash Dash Lost Boys Fright Night Near Dark. All right, thank you for sharing that.
That's the theme song for tonight.
I know, right? Thanks again, man. Thanks again. Okay. All right. Oh, I forgot to show the internet poll results.
Oh,
Poor Near Dark. Poor Near Dark. I was trying to support Near Dark because I like different. It's bad. It's really bad. But I'm kind of a little upset about Fright Night.
Yeah,
Wow.
maybe should have done a little bit better.
Dang.
Yeah, it's like Near Dark. I'm
This
not
is your
surprised.
audience?
Huh? This is just internet public. Anybody can vote. Yeah. So
You had
Yeah.
270 votes. Wow.
yeah, I'm
and,
kind
and,
of
it, and it goes back to what I'm saying, man. A lot of people don't know Fright Night.
yeah. Fright Night should have been higher.
Which I
Near
need to check
Dark,
out the
I'm not
remake.
surprised because it's still kind of obscure. So
Well, Near Dark is no one knows what that is.
hopefully tonight people will know what
Yeah.
Near Dark is. Just don't expect the greatest vampire movie ever. Expect good though. I
Expect
like
Bill Paxton to be great.
Yeah,
though.
it's a good
That's
movie.
a
I
great
like
point.
it.
Yeah, you can just
Yeah.
go into it, just maybe expect it, just maybe like tell somebody, look, if you want to just see a great performance, watch this movie. Don't tell them anything else. And he
Yeah.
stands out. It's incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
Copy
another
that.
Bill
I'm
Paxton movie
surprised.
I recommend to people. It's
Okay.
uh,
Frailty?
Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker.
I haven't seen
He's
it
in
yet,
it for-
Joel.
I
No
haven't seen
spoilers.
that.
No spoilers.
No
Hold on,
spoilers, he
no,
said.
I gotta write it down. Hold on.
No spoilers, but yeah. Go
Is
ahead,
that
say
like
it
an
again,
early,
Joel.
is that an
I missed
early
him already.
80s film?
You
Butcher
guys ever
Baker,
watch?
I think I saw that. I think
Nightmare
Oh, it's
Maker.
amazing, dude. If you haven't seen it.
No spoilers, Joel.
Butcher.
Me and you got to review it, man. We got to review it.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah.
Let's
There
do
you
it.
go,
Yeah,
guys.
let's go,
Right
man.
now.
We got to review it. That's right. Well, this was a blast talking about these vampire flicks. Enjoy all of them. I'm just really nostalgic for Lost Boys. That's why it was my pick. But yeah, great picks. Showing love for Fright Night. I love it. And that's what's awesome about these versus episodes, man. Like, there's no loser here. You know, we pick some awesome movies to pick and debate about, and we have a
Except Fright
blast. That's right.
Better movie.
Don't make me play the sax man, and I'll just leave that on for like 10 minutes. I'll give you
watch it.
nightmares.
Oh, someone brought up another good movie,
What?
John Carpenter's Vampires.
Oh
That would have
yes,
been a good
yes,
one.
yes, yes.
That's a good one too. I enjoy that one. It's very entertaining. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. This was a blast again. Y'all know what you need to do if you haven't already. Follow Joel Valley on Twitch, Media Glitch, YouTube, subscribes. Oh yeah. Make sure you follow the Metal Tavern podcast. That's right, baby. If you're fans of horror and metal, that's right. Follow the podcast. It is legit. That's right. They know their shit. Oh, that's right. And do I have to? Everyone's subscribed already to Eric, so we don't have to. There's no reason to plug Eric. Eric's the motherfucking man. That's right. Always great having him here. Can't wait to have him next week if he's free.
Yes.
And subscribe to Flicks, Snacks, and Knickknacks. Oh, and really quick, hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
Lady Fat Blood,
Hi.
just for funsies, what would have been your pick tonight?
Ooh.
Near Dark, Fright Night, or Lost Boys as your personal favorite? Lady Fat Blood, hold on, let me blow you up.
Hi.
All right.
Oh, hi.
All right.
Burr, burr, burr.
Brilliant. There you go. Lost Boys for Lady Fat Blood.
Oh, I love your Ninja Turtles hat.
Gotta represent.
Sorry, I can't hear
Oh,
you.
sorry.
Oh,
The mic's
sorry, I
on.
can't hear
She
you.
can't hear. She says she loves your Ninja Turtles hat.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Ninja Turtles beanie. Represent. Nerd love. That's how we roll here. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. A lot of cool content next week. Y'all know what to do. See you guys next time. Keep watching horror movies. Peace out, guys.